The moon hung low in the ink-black sky, giving an odd glow on Sarah, Mark, Lisa, Brian, and Emma's disintegrating cottage. Their cheeks had been bruised from fear and tiredness, and their eyes were filled with dread by the unending terrors of the malicious Blackwood Forest. The diary they found in the cabin revealed the awful truth. They were stuck in a realm where the line between the living and the dead had become distorted, a region where restless entities wanted vengeance. The failed attempt to put an end to the curse enraged these apparitions even more. "We can't stay here," Mark grumbled, his voice trembling. He couldn't get the sinister figure with luminous eyes lurking in the bushes out of his head, which he had photographed earlier. Sarah tried to remain calm, her thoughts searching for a solution. "We need to get out of this forest. Maybe if we remain together and keep traveling, we'll be able to break free from this curse." The woodlands seemed to converge against them as they returned into the drowning darkness. The air was filled with despair and screams as spectral visions arose from the shadows. The branches of the trees twisted and bent, stretching out like bone-like fingers. It seemed as if the woods had risen to life, looking for the guests. Lisa practiced her guitar, the calming tones meant to block out the dark noises that surrounded them. Her song, however, seemed to awaken the interest of the disoriented energies. A lonely grieve rippled through the night as an illusion form with lying dormant eyes and a battered apparel glided toward them. "We have to keep moving," Brian yelled, his voice shaking. "We can't let them get close to us." They pushed on with shaking legs, each step a battle against the choking horror that clung to them like a blanket. Hunger and thirst were screaming at them, and their backpacks were nearly empty, but for a few scraps and a drop of water. The forest appeared to move, its surroundings changing like a malicious jigsaw. Their previous path had vanished, leaving them perplexed and stuck in a constantly evolving vortex. Their watches were no longer working, and time itself was now a horrific farce. Days became nights, and nights became days, in a never-ending cycle of agony. Their bodies were worn down by tiredness and fear. Nonetheless, they clutched to one another, each other serving as their only source of courage. Then, after what seemed like a lifetime, they came across a distant, twisted tree standing alone in a clearing. Its bark had been burned with weird designs that looked disturbingly like the passages written in the journal. Frustration gave way to a solution. "We have to try something," Emma replied, her voice weak but firm. She grasped the diary and started repeating the cursed incantation, her voice shaking with terror and hope. The woodland erupted with a tremendous growl. The paranormal apparitions intensified their rampage as the trees smashed and creaked. Emma, on the other hand, continued to chant the spell, her voice becoming stronger with each word. A beam of light suddenly covered them. The woodland collapsed as though in pain, and the supernatural beings cried out in despair. Then it was over in an instant. The darkness revoked, and the cursed Blackwood Forest regained stability. As the party blinked in the fresh daylight, they realized they were finally free, standing at the edge of the jungle. They embraced, tears streaming down their cheeks, knowing they had survived the deepest of horrors and emerged unscathed. They also realized that the curse had not been totally removed. Blackwood Forest would always have the wounds of its terrible past, and the terrors they had endured were irreversible. As they walked away from the cursed woods, their tie remained unbreakable, a memorial to their constant unity and joint victory against the forest's boundless abominations.